Okay. Hi, guys. Welcome back to Two Moms in a Pod. I'm Ari.
I'm Cristy.
I'm Steph.
And today we're going to interview Cristy.
Yes.
I feel like this is the hot seat. I'm a little scared.
Why?
I don't know.
we're, we're like the paparazzis when someone does a scandal. So what do you think about this?
Oh.
How are you feeling today?
So how's the weather today for you?
Good. I love that the sun is out right now. So happy. So over the rain. That's
me
one
too.
good thing.
Yeah.
I ordered some sundresses for work. and yeah, no, I can't wait to wear them because the sun is out and emotional depression is leaving.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I'll stop making weird faces.
Oh, it's not you. It's not you that I'm laughing about it. It's just that me and Steph are like this.
Okay.
Okay.
So we are going to interview Cristy today. One of the followers had asked about, she wanted to know her experiences of dating with kids or dating others that have kids. So we're going to have a few questions.
And it's only because Adi and Steph haven't dated people with kids. So it wasn't specifically for me, right? Or is it just because my dating life is tragic?
A little bit of both. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Are you nervous for these questions?
No, I'm pretty open. I'm like an open book. I think I'm pretty okay with talking about stuff. But you guys are making like these. You guys are making me feel nervous. Maybe I shouldn't have sat in the middle.
I offered to sit in the middle.
No, yeah, but then you guys can't both do that.
Okay.
Okay. So, first of all, what made you feel? What made you feel safe, or like what made you feel different about wanting to date someone that has a kid?
What do you mean?
Yeah, like what? Because normally people don't really like what made you feel like? Because you know how some people are like, oh no, like dating
They have
with
a kid.
kids.
I'm not dealing with
I'm
that.
not doing
Like,
it.
What made you like jump into that?
Well, I've dated 2 or 3 people with kids. The first
Steph
one.
is like, that's a lie.
No,
What-
just kidding. No.
I was like, am I forgetting somebody?
No.
The first one I can't use this excuse, but for the last one I can. I don't think it was an excuse. But when you get to a certain age, I'm 31. How many people will I know that don't have kids? It's kind of rare,
Yeah.
which kind of sucks. But then you also think, oh, they don't have kids, something's wrong with them. But then it's like, they could think the same about me. What's wrong with her? She doesn't have kids. I have joked when somebody starts talking to me and I'll be like, oh, you know, usually right after they ask the age, they ask, how many kids do you have? I've asked that too. Like once they tell me, oh, I'm 30 or whatever, I'm like, how many kids do you have?
Oh, dang.
And one time I made a joke to this guy. I was like, oh, I got 4 kids, but don't worry, it's only 2 baby daddies.
Oh.
He got my sense of humor, but then he scared me. He was like, can I be the 3rd baby daddy? I was like, bro, relax.
Oh, no.
This isn't funny anymore.
You're like, red flag.
I got a little scared. It seemed like a threat to my life.
I thought you wanted kids.
I do, but not if he's okay with me having 4 other kids with 2 different baby daddies.
Oh,
That's kind of, no.
Maybe it was a kink. Who knows?
That's really a thing. Have you guys ever, okay, you guys have the love of your lives, right?
Mm-hmm.
But have you ever heard of like, there are guys that don't want to pull out or be on birth control. They like living on the thrill, like, or like are kind of careless, or like doing pregnant women. Have you guys ever heard?
Yeah, I've actually heard the one with the pregnant woman. Like some guys get turned on, like a woman's pregnant.
But hopefully it's their woman that's pregnant.
No,
With their
oh, yeah,
kid.
yeah.
Not just a random woman, but it's a thing. It's a kink.
So they like having sex with pregnant women?
Not random pregnant. I think for the most part it's like their wives, like and stuff like that. But it's I have heard it's like a thing where, I mean, they're not opposed to not having sex just because she's pregnant with somebody else's child.
Oh, what?
You've never heard of this?
No.
Oh
damn, that's crazy.
I know
Imagine.
about
Imagine your husband or your significant other is like, damn, like,
but there are also men that are with their wives, and for some reason when they're pregnant they don't want to do stuff.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, cheating probably happens, probably doesn't happen, I don't know, but yeah.
Gee, thanks.
We talked about this our last episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we talked about how when we were pregnant, the guys wouldn't want to have sex with us because
they felt weird about like
hurting the baby.
Honestly, I think that's a sign of being a decent human being, but if you want to do it with your wife when she's pregnant, that's also like a beautiful thing. But
I just had a goal to make sure that Leo wasn't gonna come out with 2 heads.
I'd be more afraid of another egg dropping down.
That's what she was worried about.
But another egg dropping down, then that'd be like a fraternal twin.
Oh no, that can't happen.
Oh, okay.
Science for you.
Are you editing this out? You're like, now this part.
Not this part.
Okay.
Oh, but back to the question. Yeah, no, I think nowadays it's rare to find somebody without kids. But I recently dated somebody without kids. And yeah, I think if I could avoid it again, I would, even though I'm older. You're really going to have to like impress me or stand out for me to date you if you have kids. I think the next person that I date or take seriously, the next person that I date or take seriously, I want it to be like the end of the road. Like, jeez.
Yeah.
I don't need any more lessons. Yeah, so.
You're done with lessons already?
Yeah. I feel pretty over it.
Yeah, I would too.
Gee. I feel over it. And not that there's anything wrong with having kids. I've always wanted kids. And, but the last person that I dated that had kids, that just wasn't mine, so.
When you date these people that have kids, do you ever see yourself like, oh, I could potentially be this kid's stepmom?
Yes.
Yeah.
The last one, yeah.
Oh, well, yeah, the last one, yeah, because you were dating for like a good while. But like the previous ones?
The previous one, I was 24. And he was older than me. And his kids could have been my younger siblings. Like, I was 24, and when I met his kids, they were 9 years old. But when we stopped dating, they were already like 12. They were little preteens. So, I think I was maybe 11 years older than his daughters. I think something like.
And he had a son.
Oh, his son. Yeah, he had a son that was your age.
What?
When I met his son, it was at a barbecue, and I just got there with Claudia, and he no, I don't think it was that time. I think it was a different time, but he approached us and was like, "Hey, like, you know, talking to us," and he's like, "Wait, you're dating my dad?" And I was like, yeah, I am." He's like, and he looked at me like, "What the?" So he clearly knew I was around his age group, not his dad's age group.
Oh, wow.
But them, I mean, the girls, like, yeah, I liked them. I cared about them. I understood them in a way that their dad, you know, didn't. He obviously he was a guy. So they were going through their little changes. but I knew it would just be like a friendship with them or like guidance with them if the things went forward. The other one, he was a baby, and this guy was 2 years younger than me.
Oh, your last relationship.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steph is falling asleep over there.
Wow.
No, okay.
Am I there boring you, or because you've
like,
already heard the tea?
No.
You know, there's a YouTube video on this.
No, okay. First of all, if I look tired, I had an eye situation that was so bad on Monday. And I've been working, I work 5 days this week, and I've been working from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. So, yeah.
Just getting off when I'm on my way to work.
Yeah, literally. So, and I just ate, so I'm kind of like, man, no. Okay. Anyways, okay, so there is a question I did have, and I didn't know how to, like, say it, but did you, like, how to put it into a question. Did you ever have, like, any, I'm not saying necessarily with the last one, because I know he was a baby, but the previous relationships or any, like, other relationships you had that had kids, like, did the kids ever, like, intervene with your guys' relationship? Like, did they ever been, like, oh, like, for example, if I tried everything in my power to make sure Adrian doesn't go to a car meet, like, I would be like, oh, Max fell and we need to take him to the hospital, and then he was fixed. Or, oh, Canelo just got ran over, we need to take him to the vet. You know?
Oh, so you're asking if I felt like the last one, if like his daughters were like trying to avoid me like him going out with me?
Yes.
No, with them, they liked, I always felt the impression that they liked being around me. Or when he had his daughters, and he would tell them, oh, Cristy's gonna come, that, you know, they seemed excited or fine with it. I would talk to them. They were shy girls. They were twins, identical twins. So I didn't feel that with them. No issues with the baby mama, because they had been broken up the 10 years. So it was already like, this guy was older than me. So the stuff with his baby mama was already gone and done. Like, I had been to the girl's mom's house. Like, I've been in her home. I shared a beer with this lady.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So with them, no, I never felt that type of way. It was him. He was the issue.
Oh, of course.
It's always the guy.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just asking because I know some, like, relationships that makes a relationship go south too. Like, let's say if the parents are really hitting it off, and then, like, the kids just don't want it, especially if it's, like, freshly new with, like, their parents divorcing or, like, splitting and stuff.
So when I was very open to dating people with kids, and this was obviously all of my 20s, right? And I was like, people have kids, like, I like kids, like, as long as the baby mama drama and they know their lane, I'm fine with it. But I always did try to avoid if the kid was a certain age group. So if they were older than 4 years old or like in kindergarten, that would scare me.
Why?
Because they know mom, they know dad, and it could go both ways. They could either really like me or still be in the hopes that their parents are going to get back together and I'm the enemy. No matter what, like, you always hear about the evil stepmom. You never hear, you know, like, happy stories. There's no happy movies about a happy, you know, a good stepmom. Yeah. Like, so that's already, like, imprinted on your kid's brain. And, you know, if they're in between the ages of, like, 5, maybe 8, 9, depending on how bratty they can be, you know, they're used to their parents. And when you're dating somebody with kids, you have to know your lane. Like, in no way, shape, or form was I trying to replace the mom. I would just be, like, for example, for the last person I dated, he was a toddler, and I would always explain to my dude, like, I would say, I'm in my lane, like, I'm not trying to replace his mom. He should feel like more love, like, not even an option. I'm not even saying an option, but he should feel that comfort in the safe zone. If his mom isn't around, he can come to me. And even though he was like a baby or smaller, I think I really felt like he did. When he was over visiting his dad, he would come to me instead of his grandparents. And his grandparents love him, you know, there's no, but I think even as a baby, he knew, oh, this is, like, my dad's always with her, so, like, he felt safe with me, because I would take care of him, I would sleep next to him, and so.
Oh, wow. I didn't even think about the age group thing.
No, so certain age groups, they intimidate me, and it's on the parents to tell them not to be rude to their significant other, but parents also have to go, like, if I'm dating somebody and the dad is being a jerk about it, like, if I were to be in a situation where the kid is like making plots, like, or making fits because I'm joining them on their like lunch date or something, and the dad is like, no, you just gotta listen, like, this is like my rules, like, that's not how you make a kid comfortable to want to be around you. So it would be a red flag to me if he's like just forcing it. And there's also timing on when you meet the kids, like there's this person, he's a close friend of mine, but I randomly date him. He has a son, and I've never met him because we've never taken each other seriously. I know we have love for each other, but we're basically each other's like rebounds, our safety, our backup plan. And I've never met his son, and I mean, I'm fine with it, because I mean, I don't want to get attached to somebody if he's not going to commit to me, and it's just fun, or like we're each other's distractions, like, you know, there's no reason for me to meet his son. So if you're meeting somebody's baby kid too soon, you shouldn't put that kind of pressure on the kid or the person you're dating until you're ready.
That's true. So you've never been like worried that you would end up like, what's that movie, Are We There Yet? Is that the movie?
Which
with
one?
Ice Cube?
Oh yeah.
You know how the kids would always try to like
like interfere her, like doing everything they can for him not to date their mom, right?
Yeah, like,
so you never encountered anything like that?
I haven't encountered it personally. I mean, it's something that I think about, but I think it goes with the age group, you know, also, so.
I mean, that's good. At least you weren't scared away by the kids.
No. I mean, that's when parents need to be parents. But I also need to know, like I said, my lane.
That's true.
And some women or men don't know, like, I've seen couples where a guy will try to go and discipline somebody else's kids. I mean, if the father is absent, I guess I get it, but in my opinion, the mom shouldn't allow it, like, you know, but I just have my own opinion on how you discipline kids, even though I don't have kids.
I know you said, did you build like a really good relationship with any of the kids that you dated? I mean, not dated, the parents you dated.
Well, only the last one, right?
Oh yeah, only the last
because
one.
You were there for like when he was a baby. Until he was a toddler.
When I was younger, the girls, the twins that were like 9 to 12, I think they felt comfortable around me, and I felt like some sort of relationship. But me and him, like, he worked nights, I worked days, so because he had full custody of his kids, but because he worked nights, he didn't always have them. They were with the mom because of his schedule. You can't leave two, you know, girls alone, you know, during the day. So it's not like I was around them so often. So. No.
So you didn't get to build a relationship there?
No. I mean, I think they liked me as a person, but not. They probably liked me better just because they didn't like their previous stepmom. And they're like, no, she's nice. And the last one, well, it was a baby, so I met the baby pretty young.
And then, was that hard for you to like leave that relationship because you built this relationship with his kid, like, did it make it more difficult for you to leave, or not leave, but like let go of that relationship?
After we broke up, I even though the baby didn't talk, like he was, I don't know, he was probably like 16 months when we broke up, and he was already walking, and he, like I said, he would walk and he would look for me, like he knew me, like when he was there. And when I said bye, I did say bye to him,
Mm-hmm.
and I did cry. It was very hard to say bye to him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you know, his dad, even like the next few days when he was texting me, he's like, because he was still in town, he was like, I think he's looking for you, like, because he would go in the room, and I was like, I think you're a piece of shit right now, and for what you did, and now you're trying to guilt me to go talk to you, because you're using your son for me to go talk to you, saying that he's looking for me, like you're using that like to manipulate me, like no. I mean, yes, he could have been like looking around the rooms because he always saw me around when I was there, but when he was there, but yeah, no, I didn't see him.
Aww.
But that's why I think I would really have to think twice about dating somebody with kids, just because saying that goodbye was hard.
Yeah.
But with him, I think because he was also so young, I felt, like I said, no way I'm trying to replace the mom, but it felt like I was moving into a family that wasn't mine.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew my lane, but it was still a nice, genuine feeling. Like, I really love this guy. I love this baby.
Mm-hmm.
His mom would look at me like, she's like, I think one time she even wanted to ask me, she's like, how do you love my grandson so much? Like she would see it.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Aww. That's so heartbreaking. Like, I think,
Thanks.
no, I mean, like, it's hard because, like, I can't imagine, like, separating myself from a kid that I get attached to, you know? It's like saying, like, I get really attached to Max, and then I no longer see Max anymore, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, and I didn't mean to meet him so soon.
Mm-hmm.
And he didn't either. But he did, when he would come, he did need the help, and I offered, and it was a wrap. So.
Oh.
So because of that relationship, that's kind of what put you in the perspective that you kind of don't really want to date with people with kids anymore, because you don't want to, like, you're afraid to get attached again if it doesn't work out.
I mean, I'm afraid to get attached again, but after him, I dated somebody for 4 months that didn't have kids, and the liberty of not having to share somebody with a kid, or even checking in with a baby mama on, like, whether like weekends or whatever it may be, like, I didn't have to share with anybody. So
Yeah.
I felt it, and I hadn't dated somebody without kids in a long time, and I was like, is this what this feels like?
You're like, freedom.
Yeah, it felt nice. Not like, I don't come with kids, so I'm not asking for a lot. If you have kids and it's your past, I mean, I guess I get it. I've been introduced to people, and like my friends will be like, oh, my friend's gonna DM you on like Instagram, and they will. And I remember one time this guy, he told, they kept saying on and on how he's a nice guy, but he had 3 kids, and I was never afraid of.
Same baby mama, or different one?
3 kids with 1 baby mama.
Oh shit.
So I did talk to him for a little bit, not like that. I never like met him in person. It was just, a referral. But after dating the guy with the baby and saying bye to the baby, that's when I was like, as good as people may say that you are, and you might be saying the truth that your baby mama cheated on you, but what did you do to cause that? Like, that was like you can't be that much of a good guy if it didn't work out with your wife. That's the perspective that came to mind. So, I mean, how good, could you be if it didn't work out, right? I mean, and it could have been her, But it really gets you thinking, like, what triggered, you know, like, there's always more to the story. So, but the point is, I don't come with kids. It's not impossible for somebody my age not to have kids and actually waiting to meet their person.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If you were to have kids, you don't have kids yet. If was there ever like a preference? Like, let's say, I know there's a especially with your guys's, well, your age era.
My age group?
your
Your age.
your age group.
My generation? I was like, we don't gotta talk about...
No, I'm just saying, like, I think it was more common because with your, you know, you going to high school, I think it was more common for girls getting pregnant so young.
Well, that's why I felt like I think for a little bit I did feel like I didn't have an option, because people my age did have kids at 15.
Yeah.
I saw a TikTok the other day that said, we can be grandparents.
Yeah. And
My mom was a grandma by 33.
yeah.
Some of my friends that had kids in high school, they have 15-year-olds. If those kids were to get pregnant early, they're grandmothers. And I'm like, wow.
Well, that's what I was saying. Like, with me, like, high school, it wasn't it was like you would see like a couple, but never like how it was, like, I guess, you know, when you were going to high school, because I remember you telling me like a lot, you know, cheese. Anyways, did you ever have like when you were talking to guys, or if you were receiving guys, like, I know you were such a big daddy's girl, was there like a thing if you ever saw them, like was there a preference whether you wanted to make sure they only had sons, or like if they had daughters and stuff? Because I'm just saying, because, you know, girls are daddy girls, so you're obviously dating the dad.
No, yeah. I think about it in my perspective. If my parents did divorce when I was younger, I wouldn't want to share. I would be a brat. I wouldn't want to share my dad. I wouldn't. No way. So even like now, so the guy that I dated that had the twin girls, I didn't feel, they were daddy's girls, but I didn't feel that issue. And it could have been that I was very infatuated with this guy, but it didn't seem weird. But it is something that I did think about when dating. And I'd ask them, oh, do you have a daughter or a son? You know, so I mean, sons are attached to their moms, so that's what's a little scary. But sons could also be more opening than sharing their dad, than a daughter sharing their dad.
That's true.
There's a lot of stuff to think about if you're dating somebody with kids. And there are some people that just date people. They're like, whatever.
Yeah.
You know, dating somebody with 3 kids even though they already got 4. Side eyes. No, I mean,
talking about
combined families, blended families. So many people do it. Like, it's not like a specific person or anybody.
I'm just kidding. No, because I know that's a big thing. That's a big thing.
If I were to have kids right now, and I wouldn't be with, you know, my kids, my kid's dad, I would think, do I have 2 kids? I can't date somebody with 4 kids. Like, that's a 6 head count. Like, what? Like, I gotta think about, like, my financial pocket. You know, right. Also, that's another thing. I don't have kids. And I've honestly thought it's gonna go 2 ways. I'm gonna date somebody with kids, so I could probably only have one because of a financial state, because, you know, if they come with packages, right? Or I'm gonna do it alone and go through IVF and get a donor, and still thinking in my pocket, I'll only have one. So I only see myself having 1 kid, even though in high school I'd be like, yeah, sure, 3.
What if you were to find someone that has no kids? Would you be willing to have more than 1?
Yes, I would. But my dating track record, odds are I'll probably make more money than them. And then, I don't know, like, can I afford it?
Yeah, that's true. Dang, you're gonna have to get a prenup then.
When you said that word, I'm like, I don't, it's not, I'm not saying I'm
Like,
balling.
I thought it was for celebrities.
I'm not, like, I swear, I'm not balling. Like, I'm not. The last two, like, my ex and the last person I dated, I was more financially stable than them, like, by a lot. Like, it made it seem like, you know, Adrian says I need to start dating on my pay grade.
On or above your pay grade.
On or above my pay grade. But I never saw it as an issue because I always built myself up to not have to rely on that. But it hurts these dudes' egos. Like, it really does.
Yeah, I don't know. That's so...
It really hurts their egos.
I tell Adrian all the time, if I made this much money a year, would you stay home? He's like, hell yeah, I play PS4 all day. I was like, oh my God.
And I think I mentioned it to Ricky, and I was like, I'm gonna get a sugar daddy, and then that way I don't have to work and you don't have to work, and I'll get you all these things you want. He's like, nope, that's not happening.
Oh, really? Wow.
I don't know if it was because he doesn't want me to make more than him or because he didn't want to share me.
I think it's a sugar daddy.
For
sure. I think if you were to have a corporate job or something and make more than him, I feel like he'd be cool with it.
He'd be like, I could stay home, play Xbox all day. Cool.
You're like, I'll watch Leah.
Watch. Emphasize watch Leah. Did you have any baby mama drama? What's the tea, Cristy? Spill it.
I don't know if I want to talk about this.
So there has been baby mama drama?
It's really funny because me and my ex have been broken up going on 2 years. And the baby mama viewed all my TikToks like 2 days ago.
What?
I know, I haven't told you.
Oh, no, this is... What?
Yeah, it said the name and the profile picture was a pet. And I was like, this ain't it. Like, it's a random person because, you know, I have a few TikToks now. I was like, it's just a random person, you know, that viewed my profile. And then I clicked on the link and I was like, oh, that's her username. I was like, that's weird. So
she's stalking you now?
We've been broken up. Well, I've had her. I had her blocked for, on Facebook and Instagram for, ever.
Yeah, for some reason she would come up on my Facebook. Remember, I kept telling you, I was like, "Is this her?" And you're like, "Yeah," and I'm like, "Ew."
So she was lurking.
But there's never been like drama, like where you guys are arguing or like anything like that.
No.
Just stalking.
Yeah, I mean, she had the right to. I never met her. It just we didn't get to the. Even though I met the baby, I know I should have met her first, but things happened differently. I lost my train of thought. I never got to the phase where I should meet her, and then when I was getting closer to move over there, with him, she was in denial that we were still together. Because we did do like long distance for like 2 months, and the way he made it seem was like if it was phased out. I don't know, like I was non-existent.
Do you feel like, did you ever feel like with your previous relationship, not necessarily with the first one with kids, because the previous one was more, I feel like you were more attached to the baby, did you ever feel like,
The recent one?
yeah, the recent one,
Yeah.
did you ever feel like he would like set you out kind of because of the baby mama?
What?
Like he would choose the baby mama, like if you guys were if there was ever arguments with with his baby mama or whatever, and you guys had things to do you feel like that would interfere it?
Well, she was in a different state. You know, when she said she like when they broke up, she moved back home, which was in another state. But yeah, there were times where she would call complaining she wanted help, but obviously they're in different states. Like, what can he do? But she would call and vent, and it would turn into arguments. And I'm like, dude, you can't like encourage these arguments. Like, if you want to let her vent because that's the only way you can help her because she's in a different state, there's that. But it always turns into an argument, like, and you're just making it worse. And so it would pause if we had dinner plans. I'd be like, so what? I'm waiting now. Okay.
So you would have to wait until the argument was over.
So he was over here fighting with his baby mama, and then would it make you guys get into arguments too, or like no, you would just kind of be like, come on.
I feel like we hardly argued. Even though the baby was young, I didn't feel threatened at all by her. And I feel like if they did get back together, which they did, yeah, after you didn't know, after we broke up, he went back to her.
I knew that.
So he cheated.
Not with the baby mama though, with somebody else.
With someone else. You broke up with him, and he ran back to the baby mama?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, he didn't really run, but yeah.
You're like, he crawled back.
He slid his way.
Apparently, they tried to work it out for like 2 months, and I was like, this is a fucking joke. We broke up on her birthday, which is October. They had their little holidays, pretended to be a cute little family, and blew it back up in their face. So.
Wow, the audacity of this guy.
Yeah.
So now that you've already experienced both dating with kids, and now that you're experiencing
Experienced.
Oh.
ED, honey.
Okay, you experienced dating with both people with kids and without kids. What would you prefer?
Obviously, no kids. Yeah, no kids. Now,
How?
again, my age group. At my age, if a guy says if he doesn't have kids, it's because he doesn't want kids. So that's another variable.
Oh, damn.
If by 31 you do not have kids, he does not want kids. Or, in some miracle, he's been waiting for a right person to have kids, but that's...
Or not necessarily like wants.
But maybe like being protective of himself. Like,
no, I mean, yeah, there's guys, obviously, they try not to knock somebody up unless you're dumb. But I mean, guys my age have vasectomies already, and they're like, nope, it's a wrap.
dang.
So would you say it was a lot funner dating with guys without kids than dating guys with
Yeah,
kids?
because of all the freedom. There was so much freedom.
So then, dating with kids, would that make your guys' schedule difficult? Because, there's some parents that have their kids certain weekends or certain hours. Would that mean...
You organize it around the kids. And like I said, you shouldn't meet somebody's kid too soon. If it happens, it happens. And if it does, treat them right. Don't meet them unless you know you want to be around. The last one, I met him as a baby, but I thought that was it for me. Like, I thought, I thought we would have had a life together. So it didn't feel wrong to me. It didn't feel too soon. He was like my best friend.
Yeah.
But I mean, you see the TikToks about moms posting esta sí, esta no, because it's the weekends that they have their kids. And most of the time, moms are the ones that have them more.
Yeah.
And guys, not so much, which sucks, but you organize it around that.
Yeah.
So if I want to see my man this weekend, but the kids are there, and I just gotta wait.
So you feel like when, it is them having kids, obviously instead of being with someone who doesn't have kids, you guys can just go do spontaneous trip rides and be like, hey, let's go do this. Just spontaneous.
Yeah, like I mentioned on another episode, if I want to get up and go to San Diego tomorrow and book a room because I can afford it, I want to do it. I don't want to have them ask permission to their mom or check in with their baby mama.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
How do you feel like you've grown with not dating men with kids? Like, do you feel like you've grown? Do you have like a different logic of dating?
Well, the last person I dated, yeah, he did have his red flags, mostly mental health stuff, right? That we're all battling, but he did show me how I wanted to be treated and that I don't want to share somebody with kids. So I learned that.
Oh, well, that's good.
What's your advice or tips to women that want to date at these, like, around this time? Like age
run.
group.
Run. I'm just kidding.
Run. Advice.
Come on, Cristy, you're the advice giver. I'm just kidding.
Just don't be blindsided to it. If you think there's a possibility of him going back to his baby mama, he's going back to his baby mama. If they fight too much, there's obviously still care there.
Yeah.
They're fighting for a reason. Somebody's making somebody feel crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first guy that I dated that was older than me, like I said, I met the baby mom. She was surprised how young I was, but she was like, you're cool. But there was no fights, there was no ifs, buts, like, because they already had their schedule, they were broken up 10 years, like, there was nothing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, dating somebody that had a new baby, that wasn't my smartest choice. But in my defense, we were best friends and she did leave the state. It seemed like she did not want this man.
Yeah.
And she obviously doesn't because she's not with him. But stay in your lane. Be good to the kids and don't press them to try to meet the kids because you feel like it'll put you on a pedestal. Like, it's like if a guy takes you home to meet their mom and you think you're special, you're not fucking special just because you meet their kids. Like, you shouldn't even want to rush into that or use that in a way to manipulate the dad that somebody's baby daddy that you're dating. That's not how you go about things. You have to be ready to meet the kids. It's not the kid's fault. Do not get these kids attached to you if you're not absolutely sure about this person. Last person, like I said, I thought I was gonna have a life with him. If I didn't feel that way, I wouldn't have even suggested to help, meeting. So I met him because I was helping him when he had his son here. And if I didn't feel like I was going to have a life with him, I wouldn't have exposed myself to be attached to the baby or the baby, towards me. Yeah. Because they get used to people. And I've been in situations where he has a son and he's a single dad, and it's one of those rare cases where the mom is a piece of shit and not the dad. People can say there's two sides to every story, but no, not this one. Like, I've heard it. Like, one time we were on a date and his son called and he said, "Dad, can you come get me? Mom's drunk and she obviously doesn't want me here." And this is like a 6-year-old. He's like a close friend of mine. When we go on dates, but we're friends.
They're like friendly dates. I know.
We're friends. So hearing stuff like that, I know why he doesn't want anybody exposed to his son, because after his divorce, he did date somebody. His son got attached to the other person because his son wants a mom figure. Yeah. I don't know if he still does, but he wants a mom's figure because his mom isn't there. He got attached and this chick cheated, and then his son was like feeling hurt again. His mom did it, the person he was dating. So now I know why he doesn't want to expose anybody else, to his son. So
I think they're meant to be, but they don't
I didn't hear that.
You'll hear it through the mic later.
She's like, that's the quietest she's been.
I know.
It's gonna be all normal with no voice.
For the
Yeah,
when they
usually you
listen
sound
to it.
louder when I listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
I know, I'm like down here and stuff. So up here.
It's just because I'm very loud. And Max knows that too. When he hears me talking or whatever, he's just kind of like, oh, it's just mom. Well, Cristy, how do you feel today?
Good. I did just remember something. One of my guy friends, he was having baby mama drama, and he was a total womanizer. He was like a total like whore. And when I was dating this guy that had a kid, he knew him, and he was like, "You think he's getting back with the mom?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Are you sure? Because we always run back to them." And he's like, "And if they let us, we'll keep doing it." And he's like, "My baby mama, he's like, Cristy, you know me. But she takes me back. So I still do it."
I want to know who this is.
And he's
Off
like,
camera.
and he's like, to be honest, he's like, "You're only safe if the baby mama's already moved on. If the baby mama's moved on, then yes, he'll move on. He'll stop trying. So if the baby mama's not moved on, it's not a safe place."
Oh,
damn.
Because women will keep trying for their family.
Yeah.
Women will try more than men.
Yeah,
that's
that
It's
part.
true.
Yeah.
So if she's not moved on and you're dating him, you're not safe.
Well, that's a tip, an advice.
Another one, trust your gut. That's one thing you've always told me. Or one thing you always tell me. I don't know, my gut's telling me something.
Yeah, you know when somebody's acting different or even texting you in a different tone.
I know, isn't it crazy how you can tell by a text? And people are like, how can you tell? It's just, I don't know, the vibe you get from a text.
It's funny though, there's only one person I can't tell how they're texting me, and it's my stepdad. I can't read his tone sometimes. I'm like, I'll call my mom and be like, is he mad or something?
Oh,
And she's like, no. And then, or I'll get home and he'll be like, so chill, and I'm like,
nonchalant.
you sounded so angry. and he looked at me once like, I texted you.
She's like, yeah, I didn't want to respond.
Bubble. It's the green bubble. And he looked angry.
It was in all caps. I'm sure you didn't mean to put all caps, but I don't know.
No, he's never even texted me in all caps. When I read his messages, I read it like in a tone. And he's never even given me a tone. Like, he's such a nice guy.
He's just chill. He just chills.
I'm like, Mom, Jesse's mad at me. He's mad at me. And she's like, you're crazy.
She's like, why? Why would he be mad at you? He'd be mad at me because I didn't do something.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Cristy, that was a nice little...
Was that the last question?
Mm-hmm.
That was your little interview. How do you feel about your interview?
Good. I did a name drop, so
Yeah.
You should have.
no. I'm
Call
not
the-
even proud of that.
Call these names, call these douchebags out.
I was like, I'm not even proud of that. I was like, people listening, if you're my friend, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed
You're ending it now? I thought it already ended.
No, your interview.
No.
Oh.
I hope you guys enjoyed Cristy's interview. And if you guys want a little bit more advice or more a little bit in depth, you
Or
can
you have,
message her.
Or more questions for Cristy.
Yeah.
Message me.
You directly or the
You guys
Two
will,
Moms
because
in a Pod
my
Instagram.
My people will contact me.
Oh.
You guys.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the game segment.
Yes.
Okay, now we're gonna play Would You Rather. Is that better?
Okay, you can go first. Actually, take a sip of your drink. I feel like this interview was tough on her.
Flashbacks.
I know.
Would you rather have people spread a terrible lie about you, or have people spread terrible but true tales about you? Wow.
That's hard.
I'd rather do the lie, because then I know it's a lie. I don't want them to tell my actual deep, dark secrets.
But they don't know that. They think it's true.
What? I thought they like, it's basically putting your info out there that's true, your bad truth,
Yeah.
or lies.
But how would they know it's a lie or not?
Well, they wouldn't know, but I know it's a lie.
Hmm.
Like, I wouldn't want my truth to be out there.
But wouldn't you be thinking in the back of your mind, like, dang, these people think I did this, but I really didn't do that?
Then how much do you care about what people think?
Okay.
I think I put my truth pretty out there. And even my worst stuff isn't so bad. I mean, maybe.
I don't know. That's actually true.
How bad is your bad truths? Like, what skeletons you got in your closet?
Oh, I don't got no skeleton.
Then you have nothing,
Oh, that's true.
you know.
Yeah,
what
that
terrible
is true.
truths will
Yeah,
they say?
then I'd rather have them say my terrible truths. You own up to it, but like, yeah, I did it. So what?
That's true.
I've owned up to a lot of stuff, so.
That's good. Steph, you have one?
Would you rather have a pause or a rewind button in your life?
What does this rewind button can
Like the
I
rewind.
change things?
Yeah, because you're rewinding
How far
stuff.
back can I rewind?
I don't know.
Like 2 hours, like 2 hours, like a VHS, or
2 hours VHS.
People are like, what is that?
it's a VHS. Definitely rewind. I like who I am now and where I've come and everything I've worked for, but there's one thing I would change from my past, even if it changes my whole course in life.
What one thing?
Dating my high school sweetheart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I see it. Yep.
That would change my whole life. Any route I take, but whatever the outcome was, or could have been, I don't care. I would have just changed that.
Dang, that's deep.
Fuck that guy.
Like Agent says, FTP.
Sorry.
Are you okay?
I was like, Jesus, Stephanie chose violence right now.
I said, like Agent says, FTP. You know what FTP means?
Fuck that puto.
Oh, okay. Say that one more time.
Fuck that puto.
That's what Agent says, FTP.
Oh my god.
The pause button would be nice though, when you sit in those nice moments, but you can't be
Yeah.
paused forever. So I would rather change my past.
Yeah, I think I would choose the rewind button as well.
Oh, damn, we didn't even choose.
I chose the rewind.
I think,
Pause would be nice, because there's nice moments you want to pause and cherish forever.
Yeah.
You can never stay in pause mode. I would change my past for sure.
I think I would do the pause button. Because I don't think, like, I know there's a few things that, like, I probably would want to rewind, but it's going to change my whole life, and I like my life now.
I like my life now too, but I would still. Even if it changed my course.
Yeah, I honestly think I would do the pause. I want to pause for this moment. I want Max to stay 2 years old.
When I walked outside and he was trying to run in here, I was like, Max! And I hugged him and he was like, okay, we're doing this right now. He was like, she wants attention right now. It's okay. He was like, I'll just let her hug it out and she'll let me go.
Oh my god, that's funny.
So you want to pause at Max being 2?
Yes. Technically, I would have paused when he was 1. 2 is a little too wild for me.
He was just bouncing everywhere when he was 1.
Mm.
Okay.
Steph, is it your turn or is it Addie's?
Addie's turn.
Would you rather be gassy on a first date or your wedding night?
No.
Wedding night
Yeah.
or first date?
Mm-hmm.
Wedding night.
Why?
Because I've already been with the person for who knows how long.
But like wedding night, like I'm thinking of like not the reception. I'm thinking like the after.
I'm not gonna get into the TMI stuff. Okay.
Like he's over here bending me. I'm over here gassy. That's what I'm thinking.
You're just gonna have to take they have gas relieving pills. Like you're just gonna have to take one of those.
But you can't. In this situation, you can't. You're just gassy. Well, the first date, if I'm gassy and he can go through it with the first date, I know he's gonna go through it with the rest of my life.
I mean, you have a point there, but the first date, like,
Oh my god.
I always hope that it's the guy that does it first.
What? Farts?
Farts, yeah.
Oh.
Honestly, don't even remember when I farted in front of Adrian. I just do it now, and it's just like
You know.
You guys have like contests, I bet.
No. It just comes out.
I'm thinking of the white chick scene.
Oh.
Where he's like, oopsie, and he's like, right back at you. That's them.
So, Steph, you would choose first date. Addis?
I think I would do wedding night because by then I'm pretty sure I'm already like comfortable with him being around my farts.
Yeah. Same.
As to like the first date, you just met this person.
There's some guys that don't care, and they're like, fine, be comfortable, but.
But then they're telling all their friends like, oh, on my first date, this girl was farting like crazy.
But
Do
it's-
guys still do that?
I don't know.
Do guys still do that? Talk about first dates. Oh my gosh.
I don't know. But then it'd be memorable. It'd be like, hey, remember when you farted on our first date?
I would be so mad. See, another reason why I'm choosing wedding night. Because, they'll never let that first date go. Never. Wedding night, guys are going to talk about how they smashed the best. Their fullest performance on the wedding night. They're not going to talk about the bad.
They're not going to talk about the farting? Oh, I was just saying, you eat over here getting bent one way or another every time you get bent.
Step over here trying to be a gymnastic.
Trying to pull tricks.
Seriously. Oh my god. Okay. Your turn again.
Would you rather have the ability to see 10 minutes into the future or 150 years into the future?
150 years into the future.
Why?
Because I don't care what's going to happen in 10 minutes. I want to see how my life played out for the next years.
But by then you would be dead. That's what 150 years.
Yeah,
after
so now
you.
then I'll know if I'm really gonna be just in the ground with worms all over me, or if I'm gonna be somewhere else.
Like heaven or like a robot?
Yeah, like I want to know, like, what if I come back as a cat or something?
Oh.
And then next 10 minutes, like, I don't want to know what's gonna happen in the next 10 minutes.
150 years if I can see my history. Maybe. But the way I'm in car accidents, 10 minutes might help.
Oh my god. You're gonna be like, oh shit, 10 minutes.
Dude, I don't know who made up this question, but 10 minutes is useless. But my 10-minute drive home, maybe. I guess
Okay.
150 years, right? What about you?
I would pick 150 years. Only to see, like, how my family's doing.
Like your descendants?
Yeah.
Like your kids or
It'd be
your
like Leah's
grandkids.
grandkids.
Yeah. I would want to see, like, how she raised her kids after me and how her kids raised their kids. You know?
Excuse me.
Are there things that I did with her that still carried on into her children?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm curious to know.
Over here, that was so sentimental. I'm like, I just want to see Mama's butt. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna go.
She reincarnated into a cat. She's still living. She's a tree now. She went from cat to bird to tree.
Oh my god. Okay. Moving on. Would you rather lose all your teeth or lose a day of your life every time you kiss someone?
What do you mean? Every time I kiss a random person or like my husband?
Every time you kiss someone, I guess a random person.
So you're not allowed to kiss anymore if you want to keep time of your life.
But would you rather lose all your teeth?
Can I get dentures?
But is it like someone new or like someone ever?
Dude, if I'm dating and I haven't...
But is it specified like in the lips or like at all?
Where's Stephanie kissing people? Oh, you mean
No.
like between Max and how you kiss Adrian?
No. No, I'm saying like can I kiss Max on the cheeks and then I lose a day?
You lose a day of your life.
This is probably now you're thinking about something else. Something else.
She said, "Where's Stephanie?"
Yeah, I'm like... She's asking if she can still do dirty stuff with Adrian. Just not kiss her?
No.
Oh my god. I'm crying, guys.
I mean, that's true. You could get dentures.
I would probably do the dentures thing.
Damn, imagine. I kiss Max like, I don't even know how many times a day.
You'd die.
I know, I would have been dead by now. Yeah, I'm gonna choose the dentures.
Next time I'm reviewing these questions. Before we ask them.
Yeah, what would you do?
I said dentures.
Oh, what would you
Same.
do?
Is it my turn?
Yes.
Oh, would you rather get trapped in the middle of a food fight or a water balloon fight?
Water balloon. I don't want food all on me.
Yeah, water balloon.
What if you're wearing like clothes that's not appropriate to wear around water?
Water balloons. Why are they throwing them at me? If I'm wearing something inappropriate. That's their bad. That's their bad. Steph,
Water balloon.
you would rather be in a food fight?
No, water balloon.
Well, they're gonna see something inappropriate if I'm not wearing something appropriate.
They see your whole butt cheeks.
Okay,
It's okay.
And I'm used to it.
whatever.
Oh my
Steph was
God.
like ready to go out that door.
I was like, okay.
Ready.
Okay.
Damn, we didn't even take edibles.
I know.
Imagine.
We're cracking up like, well, I am. Maybe it's just because I'm tired.
No, I'm hilarious.
Okay, it's Cristy. Okay, guys. Well, this is it for today's episode. We hope you guys liked it. And again, if you have questions for Cristy, questions or
You guys
Comments.
on a
comments,
different episode.
Oh.
you could DM us on Instagram or on our forum, which is kept anonymously. I'm tired.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.